lightsaber is an icon of the Jedi. The way they would get their blade of justice is by first going to the planets of Ilum and connecting and receiving their crystal, and then by using the Force would construct their own lightsaber. But after Order 66, that would become near impossible to do so. Any Jedi or future Jedi who hope to construct or reconstruct a lightsaber would have to get creative, which brings us to the topic of today's video. How did Luke Skywalker create his green lightsaber? And not just a hilt, but the crystal itself. In a previous YouTube short, I talked about how he got his yellow and red lightsaber. So in today's video, I'll be talking about the Canon and Legends way on how he made his green lightsaber. Starting off with the Canon way. Shortly after the events of The Empire Strikes Back, Luke would return to Cloud City and try to recover his lightsaber. But after realizing it was gone, the Force would lead him to an abandoned Jedi outpost, where he would claim an ancient temple guard lightsaber as his own, but that would also be destroyed on a mission. While on the search for a new kyber crystal, his search would lead him to an Imperial-occupied planet of the war-torn world of Christosis, where after searching around a bit, he would meet a kyber crystal expert known as Kuato, who, for a little background, worked for the Empire and helped construct the first Death Star without knowing what he was really working for. After realizing that Luke was Force-sensitive, he would take this opportunity and allow him to bond with a crystal, seeing how the Force works. To test Luke's ability, he would give him 2 kyber crystals. The first one was a red kyber crystal, and as Luke attempted to purify it, he would get a Force vision of an ancient Sith Lord and Darth Vader. And after failing to defeat them in his vision, he would fail to purify the crystal. After failing, he would try to bond with the next crystal. That was an unbonded crystal. As he connected to it, he would get a Force vision of Master Yoda and would start talking to Yoda about all his problems and struggles he has been encountering. Yoda would help him deal with his problems by offering him words of encouragement, but Luke would just view this as a simple Force vision, not realizing that he was, in fact, communicating with the real Grand Master Yoda. After he finished with the visions, he would awake to realize that the kyber crystal that was once unbonded was now the color of green. And after Kuato repaired the ancient lightsaber, he would allow Luke to keep both of the crystals. And after receiving the new kyber crystal, would begin the construction of the lightsaber that we all know and love. But unfortunately, we do not know how he would get the parts to make that lightsaber. If we had to guess on where he got those parts, he might have gotten them from the black market, due to anything Jedi and Sith related being banned throughout the entire galaxy. With the now canon out of the way, we'll be now moving on to how he got it in Legends. After the events of Episode 4, Luke would return to Obi-Wan Kenobi's hut, and after searching, would find a chest, and inside of it would contain a ton of Jedi knowledge, including the information about building his own lightsaber. But he would also find out the truth of Order 66. In order to create his elegant blade, he would first need to get the pieces to build his lightsaber. There he would scavenge the entire galaxy searching for any pieces or parts that he could use to construct his lightsaber. Some would be super easy to collect, while some would be extremely difficult to collect. And after crafting the blade, he had only one thing left to craft: the kyber crystal itself. Now this is where things are a little controversial for some fans. Some believe that the crystal inside of it is the crystal of Qui-Gon Jinn, because there's a theory going around that Obi-Wan kept his master's crystal after his death. But there's also the other theory that is a little more believable, that Luke had a Sith synthesized crystal. Let me explain. The Jedi would receive their kyber crystal from the planet of Ilum during a ritual known as the Gathering. The Sith, on the other hand, had multiple means on how they would get their lightsaber. Some Sith, if they were a Jedi before, would keep their former blade and just change the color by bleeding it, while some other Sith would kill a Jedi and would claim the blade as their own. And probably the most common way a Sith would get their lightsaber was by using the Force to synthesize a crystal. But it's probably best to be noted that the Sith synthesized crystal was not as powerful as a regular kyber crystal, or at least that's what the Jedi stated. And thus, in this theory, Luke would create his kyber crystal through means of ancient Sith magic, which was documented in the journal. But it would take months of preparation, making sure he did not take one wrong step, because even the slightest of errors would make his entire lightsaber blow up, killing him instantly. But he would eventually finish it, and just in time to confront Jabba the Hutt. But if we're going on the theory that his lightsaber crystal he was using was Qui-Gon Jinn's, there is also some evidence to back this up. There is this minifigure that is a collectible of Obi-Wan Kenobi in his later years on Tatooine that had multiple lightsabers. One of the lightsabers is the saber of his fallen master Qui-Gon Jinn, and this has been confirmed to be an official Disney merch. This means that he must have kept his master's lightsaber, but unfortunately with Disney it's difficult to know the true answer. But we are now left with one question: why? Why did Disney change the way Luke got his lightsaber? And I hate to say it, but we will probably never know. Just why we'll never know why they got rid of Mara Jade, along with countless other stories. But with that, my friends, is how Luke Skywalker made his lightsaber in Canon and Legends. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and with that, my fellow Star Wars nerds, may the Force be with you.